All right, guys, how's everyone doing today? It is the top of the hour here with the New York Open. And we have got direction in the market. And by direction, I mean absolutely no direction. All right, guys, let me just set up the live here. And you can see New York dumped it and now is pumping Bitcoin. All right. So what this means is that there's a bit of manipulation, so to speak. All right. So first thing we can see here is that we had a big drop. We were breaking the trend, but we never broke the trend yet. Okay, so we were breaking the trend here, but we never actually broke the trend. Let me see if I... There we go. And now you can see the market recovering a bit off of this big wick. So this is called manipulation times 10. You don't necessarily want to trade manipulation. Because manipulation is pretty much all over the place. It just means that, well, if you look here at the sessions, we have Tokyo, which looked like it looked like they were going to manipulate price, but they didn't. They distributed price and it continued up. London accumulated, New York manipulate, okay? And then we'll kind of start back up with Tokyo tonight. So manipulation times 10 in the market with Tokyo. But the hour is going to be closing here, and we should be able to see more information here off of this manipulation candle. All day this is a manipulation candle, okay? So you're going to see a drop, you're going to see a pump. You're not really going to see any direction, so to speak, in the market for New York session. And then the true direction will be into Tokyo. Okay, so right now is manipulation all day, but we can see we haven't broken the uptrend yet. Right? So the uptrend is still intact. So I'll go back to Bitcoin in a minute. You guys know I'm going to go over Turbo. We made bank on it last night. If everyone was smart, they would have set their stop losses. Okay, so Turbo's kind of the same deal. But essentially here we're about to come down on Turbo 2 with the double top. Same kind of deal, bearish divergence. Now, Turbo was a bit different, okay? It's very important you guys understand these sessions. I used to think crypto and opens didn't matter. The New York Open didn't matter. The Tokyo Open didn't matter on all that jazz. They definitely do. So New York pumped it. Actually, that doesn't matter because Asia starts it off. Tokyo, right? Manipulation day, guys. It is a manipulation day. If you want to trade it, set your stop losses tight or watch the live and don't trade at all. Because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. New York is manipulating. There's no direction except in a couple coins like these that hit the top. So I do want to go over Turbo because Tokyo accumulated, London manipulated, and now New York is distributing. And if I look at the offset for New York to distribute, I can see that it is lining up with my bearish dive. I can also see a tweezer top, double top on my 4-hour candle, which is very, very bearish. So a bit different, but we can see that we're in a downtrend, first of all. And the second thing is we can see the next range of support on our RSI is pretty much down here. Okay, so you're probably going to see Turbo fluctuate a bit. But for the most part, this is down because London already manipulated the price when we were going down. And with price manipulation, you look at bearish divergence, right? Tim, how we doing? I'm just hanging out and working because I don't have time to babysit your trade. No worries, brother. I appreciate you, Tim. All right, guys, manipulation. The thumbnail says it all, okay? I've got these trading sessions on lock. I was a bit wrong about Tokyo manipulating. Tokyo distributed. The thing is, we don't know what actually happens till the end of the session. You could analyze and think something is manipulation, but then you'll really know manipulation after distribution goes on. If London 80% of the time manipulate or accumulates. They don't really distribute. So we know New York or Tokyo is going to manipulate or distribute. And all distribution means is you go up or you go down. Pretty simple, right? Up or down. The momentum. So shorting is the way to go technically. But if you're going to be in this race, you got to set your stop losses tight. Now we officially broke the trend, which makes a lot of sense to me because we've been overbought for a day and a half. Like the pump didn't even make sense. I know they're easing quantitative tightening or whatever it's called. Sure, right? There's going to be some momentum there, but for the most part, no, it didn't break. It's about to break. For the most part here, you're going to see New York pump it and dump it, pretty much. We've got 10 minutes left on the direction of the market. What do I think of the weekly RSI on Turbo? Let's take a look over the weekly RSI here. Right, if we get those sessions, guys, down, trading is easy, right? So first thing here, we can see Turbo is, oh, the weekly you wanted me to look at. Weekly RSI looks great. I would say we're going to break out on Turbo at some point. Maybe one more drop and then we get a breakout. Possibly, but you're very close to resistance here on Turbo. So it will basically hit a rejection point of, okay, am I going to break out or am I going to go down? Now let's go over the daily, okay? Because this is going to provide us more information if we're going to go down or if we're going to break up. We got the 4-hour overbought. We're pretty much at resistance. We're forming a body-to-body close candle. $18-hour touched the top already, is about to touch it again from the bottom. So the weekly is definitely getting ready to break out, but it isn't ready yet. It's close. It is close. We're going to have one more drop in the market. And that should potentially take us to wherever it takes us to. Let's see the RSI trend line here. Okay, we never broke it yet. It was looking like we broke it. We never actually broke it. CJ, DV, how we doing? GP, Tim. Everybody else on the live, welcome. I appreciate you. Welcome to the manipulation session for New York. And guys, this is essentially very easy to trade, right? We go to our 1 minute time frame here. We line up our candle, right? 15-minute candle. Go to our 1 minute. We got a fair value gap right here on our 1 minute. That session open broke the fair value gap. So now the question is, do we back test that fair value gap or just dump past it, right? It looks to me that we're going to dump past it. What I'm doing essentially right now is setting up for the direction of the market open, and how you're able to do that is on the 1 minute candle with your fair value gap. Beautiful manipulation candle here. We're trading that all day. We're shorting that all day. And obviously, you know what it is, guys. Turbo is the play. Boom, bada bing, bada ba. Right there, there's the drop. So if you guys want to get into Turbo, you can. I don't know if I get into a trade now on it. Like, it is most likely going to absolutely tank. Because you already had the manipulation from the London session. So now no one's really going to manipulate it. It is just distribution till about 4 o'clock. That's the other thing too. When we're looking at sessions, we want to look at how long the session is going to go for. So a lot of channels, you guys are going to notice people go off of probability, price action, RSI technicals. And we do that too, right? But understanding the sessions, guys, really makes you understand the direction. We know Tokyo distributed. We know London already accumulated. We know New York's going to manipulate essentially. But after 4 o'clock, things are going to change to normal. So let's say you're riding a trade down. I don't know. Let's say it drops all the way down to, example, 90,007. 4 o'clock hits and you notice a recovery. Maybe get out of your short or set a stop loss and profit and reevaluate the trade setup, because after 4 o'clock, the direction changes. After the Tokyo section, the direction changes. You don't actually have a market open right after the right after the daily close. It's probably 1 to 2 hours of flatness, essentially. And then the daily close, you start picking up with the Tokyo session, right? So we're printing on a turbo short. Absolutely printing. But like I said, guys, there is going to be up and down momentum today. Another short that is working out for me is broccoli. I just keep on playing the same trades over and over again, fam. That is it. That is it. The same boring setups over and over and over again. See, broccoli might be in a better position than turbo because broccoli is at the trend line. Broccoli is overbought in the 4. We're just really waiting for that MACD cross. We get that MACD cross, we're rocking and rolling. I don't see this breaking out. If we look at this right here, we had broccoli's following Bitcoin to a T, and this is getting delisted. So it is a really good coin to short if you can find a position. So Tokyo, this is following the session to a T. So more than that, turbo is kind of going the other way. And that is another thing too, guys. So we got to kind of know what session we're with project. But you've got distribution with Tokyo, accumulation with London, and manipulation with New York. So you probably think that will be a downtrend. If you look at the actual RSI here, if you take this trend to this trend right here, we absolutely broke the trend. Right? We absolutely broke the trend, and now essentially you'd be looking at drop. So if you opened up a trade right here, shorted, let's say right here, stop loss in around this area, outside of the channel, look at this. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a really, really good trade. I'm talking about a 1 to 5. You guys watch the people on YouTube or get the ads that's like, oh, day trade. I just got a Rolls Royce next month. I just got a Lamborghini. Yeah, they're making boring trades and they're waiting for the top setups. And essentially, this is what you want to look for. You don't want to look for 1 to 3 trades. All right. So we know today's going to be a downtrend, and Wednesday, it is Wednesday, guys. Wednesday is typically a dump day in crypto. So let's see if I could put any truth behind that. No, everyone's just saying crypto is bearish right now, but Wednesday is typically a dump day. How you doing, Joe Robinson? Let's make some money. So again, I'm looking at broccoli setup here in this area. Lower leverage, stop loss just outside of 0.15. If you get stopped out, we're playing manipulation sessions, so that is why low leverage. All over the map. I just want to see Bitcoin dump back down so I can set up some really good setups because I know we're going to 98. It is pretty much guaranteed at this point. Yeah, we're about to break that uptrend right here. So here's my plan for the market, guys. We have a bear flag in a rising channel, okay? We're in the middle. It is not fun to be in the middle when you're talking about trading. Not fun at all. But essentially, you can see right here that the top has never been hit on Bitcoin of this channel. We keep on ranging and bouncing and manipulating, whatever you want to call it, because the top has not been hit, which is going to be that 94 area, 94.5 to 94.8. That is what I'd be aiming for. If they don't pump it to 94.8, that would be criminal, because I'm telling you right now, a lot of people have shorts and they're holding their longs to the top of the channel because we have an uptrend. So here's my plan. Couple things. I have a couple ideas on Bitcoin. We broke out of the actual No, we didn't break out. Nope, we didn't break out. So it looks like we broke out of this downtrend, but it doesn't look like we broke out. There's a possibility for a wick here. Now, typically when you're looking at longing or shorting, if you're looking at a potential time frame, you should not be longing below this 200 SMA, right? The 200 SMA, fine if you're above on the 1 hour, that's fine, but the 4 hour is a longer trend, which means we are technically still very bearish. However, we're actually bullish in the shorter term, because now what we're waiting for is we're waiting for a retrace back down if it in fact does break that trend. And then we're going to open up a long up here. And that is when I'd probably be riding Bitcoin to $100 or $98,000, because there should be a retrace. I don't see Bitcoin dumping all the way here until we hit the top of the macro downtrend channel. There's a lot to unpack here. We're in a downtrend. We're in an uptrend. We have no idea what direction we're going, right? All over the place, guys. But the reality is that Bitcoin is, in fact, bearish and bullish at the same time. And this is where it becomes being a patient trader, okay? Nobody wants to be patient. Never, ever. Everybody wants to get the quick cash. There is no quick cash in this market, not right now. I want to see if I could find a good turbo short setup for you guys. Like, ideally, this would be a good short setup on turbo. But I don't like how the 15 minutes oversold. So if the 15-minute becomes overbought, guys, and turbo drops here on the turbo pumps a bit on the 15-minute, we become overbought. Be a great short setup. You don't want to chase it though. But there's a lot of money in turbo right now. This 4 hours very, very daunting. I like the double bottom on it, but I want to see what happens on the 4 hour time frame on this close. I want to see if the MACD is starting to cross over, because we haven't really dropped because the MACD is open, right? But yeah, longer term, GP said it. Turbo's looking bullish longer term. One more. You know what? Forget what I said. Turbo's not looking bullish longer term. Turbo's looking bullish on the weekly. But then if you look at the monthly tells the whole story. Let me see where we drop to here. And we're not trading on the monthly, but before the monthly close, yeah, so I would say we're still going to come down to the 618. And then that would probably be the bottom, your 618, your Fibonacci golden pocket. Bitcoin is all over the place today. Manipulation wicks everywhere, guys. Pick your poison, I would like to call it. So basically what I'd be looking at for Turbo here, guys, is a rejection. Yeah, literally a rejection right here. I drew my downtrend channel a bit off yesterday, but we still made money. I wouldn't get into a short until that 15 minute is overbought though. How about XRP? Actually, let's go look at some gold, because why not? Everybody loves some gold. Man, gold never hit my target yet. It will. 4 hours oversold. Gold will definitely hit my target. I'd be longing gold in this area. I'll be real. How about silver? Silver is brutal. Silver is crazy. I wouldn't touch silver right now. What's Bitcoin doing? Actually, what is the NASDAQ doing? Oh, missed a dynamite short here. Dynamite short opportunities. So it does look like some things are pulling back today. We've got the S&P 500. Overbought in around like this is crazy. The S&P 500 is in a huge rounded top, guys. I'm not saying that is going to happen. But that is crazy. Huge double top on the S&P. All right, how about XRP? How's everyone doing today? What kind of trades are y'all in? Can you see how the sessions are working for those of you in crypto and not really into Forex or the stock market? Can you see how just by ruling out what Tokyo does, you could literally see the direction of the market? All you really got to do is you just got to find out what Tokyo does. If you can figure out what Tokyo does, London's probably going to manipulate or consolidate. I wanted to get a short on dogs. Hasn't even done anything. Interesting. I would still set my alert right here. on dogs because this is a very nice rounded bottom and it hasn't dropped at all, guys. Not at all. All right, let's take a look at CoinGecko. I've got my Bitcoin monthly price prediction update coming out, guys, probably today. It was supposed to be yesterday, but my computer was having issues. I wasn't even feeling too good. Okay, let's see what Sui's doing. So remember, guys, that Bitcoin is in manipulation and a bit of a downtrend right now. We are probably going to consolidate into Tokyo. Or there's a possibility that we just distribute and Tokyo dumps or pumps it, depending on the direction of the market. How about SUI? Can we find a short? This market is a shorting market. It has been. Except for Sui. Sui's going to push up to here. We're not going to break out. We're not going to break out on Sui. I don't see it. But for my scalpers, my long scalpers, guys, this is the type of movement you want to see in the market. You broke the conversion line. Yeah, there's a little bit of manipulation, if you will, but we can see right here that Sui is pretty much going to pump up to here. So I'm lining my short at about 202. $2 is where I'm shorting SUI. I'm lining up everything right here. It looks like it already broke my conversion line. So for those of you wanting a low leverage long, again, I only look for shorts in the market because I'm getting paid the most amount of money on shorts. But Sui did in fact break out on the daily. This doesn't mean that it'll hit $3, but it'll 99.9% hit $2 unless the market has other plans, which there you go, that 1%. So it's already oversold in the 1 hour. Sui's getting ready to rock and roll. Can I look at APT? I got stuck in a spot trade around $5, thinking of adding if there's more of a pump. Okay, let's check out some APT. Here, guys, this is why you don't short a downtrend market. You find the shorts and you wait. Even on the pumps, you wait. Right? And I'm telling you, when Bitcoin goes up and breaks out, I'm not even looking at shorts. Shorts are going to be out of my mind. Longs are going to be where it is at. Look at that manipulation. That was the time of the market right there. Let's look at some APT for you, Dro. Dr. Robinson. I keep saying Dro. I can't see the chat properly. My eyes, Dr. Robinson. All right. I'll look at some APT for you. Boom. We dropping down like, I don't know. What would you say for a New York session? I don't want to say something that would offend people. Look at that. Broke the trend, guys. The downtrend is starting on a nice Wednesday. And I'm telling you, I've been waiting for this drop. APT. What is APT doing? What was your $5? Well, I definitely wouldn't get out of it here. So ideally, it should go back up to $5. Should. Judging by what a lot of other projects are doing that actually have use case, I probably would say it will. However, so if I'm DCAing, I'm DCAing right here, literally where it is. And then I'm understanding there's resistance right here. So if we start dropping and continuing the downtrend, I would probably pull out right here. If I notice a breakout, which is 260, I know you invested a lot, but wait for the back test and then the continuation. And that is essentially what I'd be looking to do in that particular situation. I would definitely not be getting out of the trade. There's no reason to get out of the trade. So APT is looking okay to about here. So now Bitcoin broke the uptrend. Which means it's probably going to back test. Well, hold on. It broke the uptrend of the actual RSI, but it never broke the uptrend of your chart. So we go sideways until we drop. I don't know. Okay, Bitcoin's a bit of a wild card for me, but I would say it does look like Bitcoin is going to drop back down to 84K. One more thing I want to point out too, guys, is that lost my train of thought. Let's look at Zcash, ZEC. Oh, right. Make sure you guys smash up that like button, guys, on the YouTube live. Make sure you are opening up another Twitch window and watching the live. It helps us a lot. And guys, keep in mind, I made this thumbnail before that drop. Okay? I'm not doing anything special. I'm just analyzing the market. This thumbnail was already done. It was up. The YouTube live was started. It is because of the sessions. I'm not better than anybody. I don't know anything better. There's a lot of better traders out there. But what I will say, the difference with success in trading the sessions is you're patient. If you know it's accumulation session, don't trade, really. If you know it's manipulation, don't trade, really. If you know it's distribution, that's when you want to trade. That's going to be your most profitable trading session. So if we're looking at Zcash, I do like the Zcash setup. I've been looking for a short. Believe it or not, we're actually on an uptrend on Zcash. believe it or not, which is why I don't want to short it. But here's what I would be doing. We have our conversion line right here, which is our middle line. And you can see Zcash is bouncing off of it perfectly. So if we end up breaking this middle line, then yeah, Sui's going against the trend for sure. If we end up breaking this middle line and this double top, Zcash will plummet all the way to $100. So it is a good short opportunity, and it probably will play out. Who's shorting or longing right now, guys? Let's hear it. We are making cash. There's no wrong answer or right answer. You can short this. You can long this all day. So we set our alert here at about 282. Looking at longing. Yeah, so if you want to long, you're okay to long here, but if it breaks this conversion line, then it will drop. The key thing is you're looking for the drop, right? So first, if you're looking for the long, I wouldn't recommend longing, and I'm going to tell you why. Here's your long. Here's your stop loss. Sure. If your stop loss is right here, you're fine. Very little stop loss, okay? Your take profit is only right here. I don't see this breaking up here, right? But if your stop loss is all the way down here, that's a 1 to 4 trade, 1 to 5 trade. There isn't, in my opinion, I'd be looking for the short. And that is when it is overbought. You've also got a bit more ways to go down on your RSI. Done, do it. That's like the most ADHD schizo ever. Organized chaos. Organized chaos. This is my trade right now. Boom. We're up $1,000 on a turbo short, right? So some people have different trading strategies. Hopefully I'm saying your name right, but Atara, thank you. Tara. A lot of you guys are new here. Some of the people that are on here have been here for 4 years. I just took a break because trading is a break. So again, your manipulation session, you're coming down. It's a bit risky to short because you're still in an uptrend on your chart, but you should drop for sure. And if we look at the, let me see Tether. So my other thing is I want to look at Tether DOM, right? And then I want to look at total 3 because now things are going to make more sense if we hit. If we hit the resistance on total 3, this is going to make sense for a drop. And I'll show you guys in a minute, okay? So we've got our chart right here. And you can see Tether is forming. Tether's pretty bearish. But it is in a huge rounded bottom. And you do have a little bit of a downtrend, but you have a gap right here. This should be the bounce on Tether, hypothetically. But even Tether is looking very bearish. Like if I'm looking at Tether and I'm looking at Bitcoin, they're both looking bearish, which usually doesn't happen. So we're going to go to total 3. This should be the bounce on Tether, though. If we bounce there, then we're obviously money's going to go into a stable coin. Right here, boom. There's our rejection on total 3. I drew this a couple days ago. Well, it is close. Let me see if you broke the trend, because if you broke the trend, that means altcoins are going to kind of wither away for a bit. Yeah, so you definitely broke the trend on total 3. But because New York is in a manipulation session, you're going to have some of your altcoins doing anything. So you're going to have some pumping, you're going to have some dumping. Things aren't going to make sense. It's going to look like random pumps in an altcoin season, kind of. Then if we look at BTC DOM, we want DOM to break back down. We have a breakout here. We don't want to remain above support, because that means that money is going to be flowing into Bitcoin, and we don't want money to flow into Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to hold much longer on DOM because we have the 800 SMA. So you got a death cross here, a macro death cross on DOM, and this is what we want to see for an altcoin season if we're ever going to get one. So I think the safest trades at the moment, guys, is Turbo for short, SCY for a long. If you want to long the market, go ahead. There's no right or wrong answer, but you got to keep in mind we're in a downtrend market. So if SUI wanted to drop out of nowhere, it could. Actually, let's go check out this 15-minute time frame. This should be in this area where SUI picks up. But I also don't like that because we just broke the trend. So I don't know. It's really tough for me to say long in a downtrend. We got a Batman. We got a Batman on SUI. I don't know. I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't short it, and I wouldn't long it. That's kind of where I'm at. I would wait for the top. CJ Devious, 4:22 a.m. Go to bed, brother. Why are you up? Let's see what else we have here. Nada. Nothing is right. Well, let me look at Brett. We looked at Brett last night. Yeah, there we go. We're holding our 200 SMA on Brett. Different coins are going to run at different times. What that means is that money is going to flow from one meme coin to another, essentially. Which is why I'm sure I've been playing Turbo, because Turbo had the pump. Brett is looking good. Brett is looking very, very good. Although, again, did we break our trend? We did. So even though Brett is looking really good, we did break our trend. And this is why I refuse to long in an uptrend. I cannot go to bed at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm telling you, I'd be sick in the first day, right? Again, guys, there's an opportunity to get into the turbo short. A lot of people made bank on it yesterday. But I would wait till the 15-minute is oversold if I'm going to call a trade on turbo again. Overbought, I mean. So you have this little back test on the next this candle right here. So the next candle after this should be red based on bear flag takes us to 57K just for fun. I would never follow that unless we break this support. But even then, let's say we again, we're not it's so hard to long the market on a pump when we're below the 200 SMA on the daily. So we're pretty much waiting for the 800 SMA to line up with the 50, to line up with the 200. This is a macro Wall Street support and resistance. And after this happens, after you're below this, you will see Bitcoin sell off pretty quick. This will sell off faster than you can blink if you're below the 800 SMA. Guys, make sure you're sharing the YouTube channel to your friends, your family. At 100 community members, fam members, we're going to be giving away $50. You could turn that into 1,000 if you follow risk management, kind of. Yeah, I wouldn't be messing with Bitcoin. I wouldn't even be trading it. Because hypothetically, you hit the key resistance right here, but at the same point in time, you have more room to go up on this channel. So I could still expect a wick to 95, but you did hit that resistance on the macro time frame, or on the 4 hour. Not the 4 hour, the daily. Where is that? Out right there. And guys, if my screen looks like organized chaos, it kind of is. That is okay. GP, can I check out Mew? So pretty much what you guys want to look for are coins that are going to be hitting the top of resistance. So Mew is a really great trade to look at. because Mu has a lot of upside potential. Now, again, I'm only looking for shorts. But if you are looking for a spot trader long, you have a couple good opportunities to make money here. Like you're looking at a 43 or even 110% pump. It is overbought, but it is oversold in the one. Yeah, Mu's looking great. So maybe we go sideways until we hit the side of this channel. But Mu is looking really, really good for this pennant. You get a nice little pump. Yeah, GP, this is a banger for sure. Again, I can't promise it'll hold up because of the downtrend, but it is a banger for sure. Yeah, Mu's looking really, really good. Especially if you're a scalp trader. This is lining up. You're in a nice pennant. You're oversold. You did hypothetically break the trend, but you didn't break this trend, so you're good there. If I was going to long any crypto, it would probably be Mu. And I'm not longing nothing. But if I was, it would probably be Mu. Great, great chart. So your take profit, the 800 SMA, which would be pretty much right there. And like the MACD on, or the RSI on Mu has so much more room to go up. Yeah, Mu looks like it is about to rip. If we get the cross on the MACD, I would say Mu is definitely going to pump for sure. Good call, GP. Great call. How's everyone's day going today, guys? Where are you tuning in from work? What do you do for work? Pretty sure people are working and listening to this live. That is a good play all the way, GP. So again, guys, we should have a red candle after this candle right here. Actually, if I look at Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame, five-minute, we technically are in a macro double rounded top, which would roll over. So here's the play on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does reject this resistance right here, then we come down all the way back to here, 84. and then we continue back up. And then I think that would be the 98 to 100K pump. My only question mark in my head right now is we are very, very overbought on the daily, and we are below the 50 on the daily. This is very bearish momentum. So how I would be playing Bitcoin is if you're shorting it, longing it, whatever you're doing, long it here, hope it holds, short it here, hope it doesn't break out, or have a stop loss, because again, I don't know why, but I feel like we could go for this 95K wick, 94.7. It might not happen because, again, we broke the trend, so we are actually bearish. But we're in the Make Crypto Great Again hat, guys. For those of you. So Tokyo pumped the market last night, guys. I imagine tonight, based on the breakup trend and how overbought we are, and being that it is a Wednesday, I imagine that it is going to be an absolute capitulation into Tokyo. Because Tokyo can manipulate or distribute or accumulate. But with the trend being broken and this overbought on the 4-hour, I would say we're looking to a pretty crazy drop into Tokyo. All right. Oh, Pippin's actually dropping. Crazy. Hope you guys like these lives. I wouldn't call that dropping, but okay. Yeah. I would not touch Pippin with a 10-foot pole. Because it did break trend. But it didn't break your price action trend. Technically, Pippin could come down to 9. I wouldn't touch that. Nope. I think my top play, guys, is probably Mew now and Turbo. That is it off what we're looking at. Let me see if Tesla ended up breaking out. What did I say on the live the other day? 444. That is my number. 444. Literally got it tattooed on me. I just don't want to trade Tesla. Maybe I will. Yeah, Tesla broke out. I can't wait to show you guys Forex and stocks. You can make a lot of money. MetaTrader 5. It's the way to go. We looked at everything I think important. Telling you guys, this broccoli trade is going to line up and dump. Like, if you can find a good entry in broccoli, I would do it. Or even wait for the MACD cross. If you guys are wait for the MACD cross. Once the MACD crosses on the 4-hour in broccoli, this has absolutely gone to nothing. I buy Bitcoin every day. World's highest IQ holder. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to end the live off there. I haven't had my morning coffee yet. I'm okay going 2 hours in the evening, but the morning we're just going over the particulars. I do want to finish Ethereum because Ethereum is a large cap, and of course it is one of our biggest assets. ETH is pretty topped out as well. A little bit of manipulation there. Ethereum is still in an uptrend like Bitcoin in the chart. So keep that in mind. We maybe get a push to 3170. I would say that is a rejection on ETH. Tom Lee says ETH to 7K by January. I don't know. I'm not saying it won't happen. If we break out of that, though, on ETH, then we run to about 3,500, right? But essentially, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bitcoin is try to mess with everybody, being that we are in a manipulation New York phase. So find out what Tokyo is going to do tonight, and we will make a lot of money if we can find that out. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you on the live around 8 o'clock.